Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Ethereum, see what's going on, and obviously just a quick peek over at Bitcoin. I just wanted to bring something to your attention. Obviously, the price for Bitcoin has increased. Couldn't come any lower than 46,600. That was essentially the bottom for roughly last 3 days in a row. Okay, so that's pretty much reaffirming itself as a very strong support level. We're back up over 47,700, which was a tentative resistance for a couple of days. And now at this point, we should expect the price to, I would say, progress upwards. We're not in the doghouse just yet, keep this in mind, but with, kind of all the news from today essentially not really having a significant downtrend, leads us to believe that we should be able to see Bitcoin on the up and up. Furthermore, too, we also have the simple moving average 200 working as a nice, strong support level. So a lot of good things here for Bitcoin for the moment. Feels like the bottom is in. Obviously, it's not 100%, but it's looking pretty good at this point. Key takeaway though is we need to start making higher highs and higher lows. We're not truly out of the woods yet, because essentially, this price point right now needs to be higher than 50,000. We need to close today, hopefully above 50,000, to at least have any shot at a strong bullish trend. Not to say it couldn't still happen over the next couple of days, but we need to see a couple of candlesticks, specifically one-day candlesticks, closing over 50,000. That'd be very, very important. Take a look here at Ethereum, though. Just before we jump in, I want to let you know I'm not a financial advisor. I just love teaching people how to trade. So hopefully you can learn a thing or two here today. I've been trading for a very long time, and my goal is to help you kind of learn to trade for a lifetime instead of just kind of showing you and giving you the answers. Right? I want you to kind of be able to figure this out for yourself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the key indicators here and kind of work our way down. Now, first and foremost, when it comes to Ethereum, we can kind of see here pretty obvious that 3760 was a very strong support level. 3 days in a row, just like the price point of 46,600 for Bitcoin, Ethereum could not come any lower than that. It's a very good sign in that sense, because that is not a very low Fibonacci retracement level, considering how much retracing Bitcoin is done, right? Bitcoin looks like a straight downhill slope, whereas Ethereum just kind of looks like a little bit of a rocky path, and it looks like it's going to be recovering quite nicely. I've been expressing this to my patrons for a very long time, my community members. Extremely important that you try to add as much as you can to Ethereum, because it's definitely going to outperform Bitcoin. That's just my personal opinion, but the ways in which it's controlling itself and not just selling off completely is a tried and true testament to how good of a product it is, right? It's a very large ecosystem. Obviously, there's a lot to it, but generally speaking, yes, we're looking very good here for Ethereum. That being said, that's kind of the one-day chart. Let's quickly peek here. We are still kind of, again, not in the woods yet. Bear in mind, because we're not over 50 on the RSI for the 1 day. Now, bear in mind also, the price hasn't increased that much, considering, yes, 300 is quite a decent amount, but we need a couple more days worth of this trend, this momentum, so to speak, to get back over 50 anyways on the RSI. So again, good trends, but just as we are, we're in the same scenario as we are with Bitcoin, we need higher highs and higher lows. So let's not, get too premature here in that sense and celebrate, all that much until we have that confirmation. And what's more, confirmation for Ethereum would be to close, the 1 day candlestick higher than 4130, right? Because again, that's kind of a tentative ceiling here recently. That would give us higher highs and likely higher lows to follow. Okay, so again, we need some kind of progress. I would say 4200 would be a much better number to close above on the 1 day candlestick, but I'll take 4130, at least tentatively, right? Again, still a little early, but just note that we're trending towards that right now, and it's looking better than it should or has in the recent past, right? We're also well above the 200-day SIP moving average, and of course, the 50 is kind of hanging out above the price action for now, so not a big concern, but just something to be mindful of. Now, looking at the 4 hour, though, this is kind of where the important stuff comes in. We're up over 50 on the RSI again. Awesome stuff. Anything over 50 on the RSI is a good sign that kind of tells us it's more bullish than bearish, and that we should expect a continuation of the upside. So there's a good chance we'll see Ethereum kind of come up to eventually or inevitably test 4,400 in the relative near future, just based on the way that's responding right now. Bitcoin dominance is receding. A lot of good stuff here. In other words, most of that dominance coming from Bitcoin is going to coins like this. And you know what? If you didn't know this already, based on the 4 year cycle, Ethereum is one of the major coins to adopt the market capitalization from Bitcoin first, and then it trickles into other altcoins. So it's almost, I'm not saying we're here that we could very well be, but this is a sign that altcoin season could be occurring. Yes, we didn't have a blow off top. I get that. That could still happen. But even if it doesn't, when market capitalization comes away from Bitcoin and Bitcoin increases and Ethereum also increases as well, that's a very good sign. That's telling us that a lot of that capitalization is coming away from Bitcoin and going into the second largest coin in the industry, right? Again, just something to be mindful of. Now we are facing a resistance level here at about 4,025, round number 4,000, right? So you can see it's kind of getting stopped out right there. It could very well go sideways for a little bit longer. Again, this is fairly reliant on Bitcoin to an extent because Bitcoin's still controlling the shots. You know, Ethereum wouldn't be recovering as well as it did right now if Bitcoin was going down, but Ethereum is recovering better than Bitcoin has, and that's a very good sign. Therefore, this resistance level should be, tentatively underneath, but we'll probably see it break above in the near future. Will that happen today? It's hard to say just yet. We'll look at the 1 day chart, the 1 hour chart. But all in all good stuff here. The only thing to note, of course, before we move on is that the 4 hour 50-day simple moving average is working as a resistance. You can see it just came right up to that level and rejected. So those are two resistance levels. So bear that in mind. We got a Fibonacci retracement level of about 4,025, and the 50 is just above there, about 40.50. So ultimately, we might see it kind of slow down right there, but we'll find out soon what's going on. Let's look at the 1 hour and see how much more momentum we have left. As we can kind of see here for Ichimoku, we got, well, mostly good stuff here. In other words, when I say mostly, the conversion line isn't technically over the baseline yet, so that's not a full-on confirmation, but the lagging span is well above the price action. The price is well above the cloud, and ultimately, we almost have that double rainbow. In fact, I kind of skipped over this. Look at the 4 hour chart and see, do we have a convergence on the MACD? Yes, we technically did. That was at 5 a.m. today. So ultimately, we do kind of have that confirmation, that double rainbow I like to refer to it as. Usually, I prefer the MACD to be converging a little closer to the price action here on the 1 hour with the cloud. But what I'm getting at is that we are pretty much at that point in which we could comfortably add to our position right now without significant concern the price is just going to drop out. And the reason why I say that is just because, well, first of all, we're breaking through a resistance level right now. I think it's likely to continue on. But if the price were to come down, we should be able to allow this to work as a support level now, okay? Because once you break through the cloud and you can close, I would say 1 or 2 hours above, then you're in pretty good shape there to have that continuation. So we're probably right at that point. I'd just like to see the conversion line break free from the baseline. We should expect to see that in the next couple hours. So for lack of better terms, we have all good signs here for a buy signal essentially with Ethereum. And furthermore as well, note this, the price came down to a 7, reset, we're up to a 3 now, and we should expect to see at least somewhere in the range of 6 to 10 hours more worth of bullish continuation. Again, does that always happen? No, of course not. TD sequential isn't perfect, but it definitely helps us understand that we are, again, on the right side of the tracks. The continuation to the downside is less likely unless something crazy happens with Bitcoin and the bottom drops out and we drop lower than just say 48, 47,000, then we should expect to see Ethereum continue to progress upwards. Really, all we need right now is for Bitcoin to go sideways for a couple more days. And coins like this will start to continue to flourish, right? That's what we need. Basically, if Bitcoin went sideways for 2 or 3, 4, 5 months in a row, and we just stayed right at 50,000, we'd see crazy, awesome, good stuff from altcoins, okay? That's just kind of what it boils down to. It's just that fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market has a residual effect that bleeds into these other altcoins, and it's a terrible thing, but as the Bitcoin dominance starts to lower, Ethereum starts to increase. That's a very, very good sign. And you can kind of see it here with the Bitcoin dominance. See, it's coming down pretty strong, and that's essentially a good sign for altcoins. When you see the prices of altcoins increasing and Bitcoin dominance decreasing, that's a very, very good sign. All right. So anyways, just a little extra tip there, but simply put, Ethereum is in good shape. I see no adverse signs here that we should be concerned about. I think our next target should be somewhere in the range of 4,400. Just bear in mind the price could and very well should consolidate maybe closer to this resistance level here before it goes much further. Okay, and that's not a bad thing if it does that. Okay. The key takeaway though is that we just want to make sure to be patient. Dollar cost average, I wouldn't say add everything that you have possibly to this bag here right now. Keep some money on the side, right? We want to be able to continue to slowly add to our positions even as the price goes up. That's perfectly fine. But we truly don't know if it will regress because again, we haven't made higher highs and higher lows yet. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But all good things here for Ethereum. I really like what I see here. So I hope you found benefit here today. Of course, comment below if you had. If you would like to consider becoming a community member, link in the description below. I'm actually rolling out with our website here very, very soon. But for right now, you can find all those resources through Patreon. And we'll look forward to seeing you next video. I really appreciate your time. Thanks again. Take care.